5. How many of you haven't put up your hands yet? 4. 3. 2. What does it mean to take your soul to work? Taking your soul to work just means this, taking your whole person to work. Your whole person means your mind. So if you are 10, on Monday morning when you wake up, you're like, I'm intellectually engaged. I'm ready to think through things. And your body is going to work. So, you have a sense of energy, you're well rested, you are highly charged to do it. So your mind, your body, your emotions. So on Monday morning, you're like, wow, this is great. I feel so grateful to be going to work. And I feel at peace and excited at the same time. So your emotions, you bring your emotions to work. You bring your will to work. I will do this. This is worth doing. And even if I face challenges and people block me, I will do something about it. And your desire, wow, there's something significant in the work that I do. So if you feel that and all this come together and you can, on a Monday morning as you wake up and you can feel this, you are 10, all right? Got it? Now, if you are 1, you're like, can't get out of bed. Can't get out of bed. As I think about work, I can't think about work. I can think about going for holiday. I can think about all kinds of things, food and stuff. I just have no will to work. And as I think about what I have to do, and it just feels so overwhelming. It feels, I feel depressed about it. I feel so stressed, so overwhelmed, and so anxious. And man, God, yeah, that's a 1. Okay, on a scale of 10, on a scale of 10, how many of you are 10s? How many of you are 9s? Oh, hands are very heavy. How many of you are 8s? Wow. Wow. And you look at the 8s, right? They're all smiling one. How many of you are 7s? 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. For those of you who put up your hands in a 1, 2, 3, 4, thank you for your honesty. Seriously, it takes courage. I've gone through times. You know what? Jesus Christ is sitting here with us, and He's listening to your challenges and to your concerns. And for those of you who put up your hands 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, Christ is with you. So I want you to just take a moment and just calm down and listen to Matthew chapter 11, 28, 29. Don't turn to it. Just listen to Jesus speak to us. He is here, and this candle is just a simple symbol to remind us that He is here. Listen to the voice of Jesus Christ. He is alive, and He speaks to us today. And then you hit the workplace and you struggle as you are right now, and you're still growing, but at some point, and so actually, what should we be doing for the rest of our lives? Going up this way, right? And once you reach there, your soul, it's like you're taking your soul to work. Your soul is almost as light as a feather, It's like, wow, freedom, to move, and freedom to be like Christ. Jesus says in John chapter 8, if the Son has set you free, you are free indeed. That's what it is. Describes all our lives. Does this trajectory describe all our lives? Look at cynical smiles, right? Somewhere along, some people flatline. research that goes behind it. I have no time to tell you the research that goes behind it. But it's Robert Clinton, Fuller, and some leadership development stuff even. What happens here? What do you think happens here? Priority changes, yeah, yeah. And at what kind of age do you think it happens where it starts to flatline? 30. Wow! Seriously? Okay. Seriously. What happens when you're 30? Get married. It's in the workplace. In the workplace. Promoted to be a manager. Wait, Chris, you are just, we are like brothers, man. You learn management. You know, assistant manager, senior manager. I was very fortunate. Before I was 30, I was already made a senior manager. I had a room to myself with a view. It was like, wow, I never experienced this before. And I felt horrible. And what, you know, and when we start to manage people, you know what we start to do? We start to manage sin also. We say, boy, I've got this soul-sapping struggle in me, you know, but never mind lah, I'll keep myself busy. I can do my work, you know, or I will ignore it for a while, and hopefully it won't bite me in the ass. What else do we say to ourselves? I will focus only on my strengths, right? You know, Buckingham, whatever, Buckminster, whatever, you know, now work on your, you know, he's got work on focusing on your strengths. It's great, it's really true. I really believe that we must, to do well, we must focus on our strengths. But then we say, let's ignore our struggles. But what happens is, we start to flatline. That's only the good news. For many people, as you start to manage sin very well, and you ignore it, or you pretend it doesn't happen, or you kind of show people your strong face, what happens is, you become weaker, and sometimes, for some people, you explode, then you have an implosion, and you rupture, and you go boom. Actually, this sometimes doesn't happen. I'm sorry. Quite scary, isn't it? I'm scared. And that's why identifying our struggles are so important. It's the first step to healing. I've got a brother. He works in America. I'm very proud of him. His job is, there's a particular kind of breast cancer. If you target a hormone called HER2, there's almost like 90% chance of healing. And so it's an amazing drug. It's called Herceptin. And I see Samuel kind of nodding away. My brother, because he knows this stuff, right? My brother develops toolkits to diagnose the cancer, to identify that particular cancer. You can't, this great drug, Herceptin, can't be put to use if, for example, you are not able to diagnose that cancer. Diagnosis is very important. And when you are willing to confront your soul-sapping struggles, there is a kind of freedom and healing that comes from it. You know, one of my interviews, I interviewed Janet Pillay. She's a dance person in USM. She's really good at dancing. And now she's doing fantastic work in Penang, mobilizing youths, teaching them how to do all kinds of theater, dance, and so on. You know, throughout her whole primary school and secondary school education, she got top marks for geography, English, Bahasa, biology, and so on. But every exam, every test, from standard 1 to form 5 to form 6, she failed her math. Every test and exam. Now, if that's bad enough, it was horrible because the parents were so pissed off at her, because it's like, how come you're so good in all these subjects, you get A's, you're top student for all this, and you're failing your math. And basically, all the teachers thought she was lazy. So the teachers in the class whacked her, father belted her. It was a horrible time. She has not a single good memory of secondary school. It was only a few years ago, she was taking a test, and she realized she's got math dyslexia. There's an actual term for it. And the moment it was identified, she felt free. I was like, all this struggle I never knew about. I've got another friend. She's a CEO. We are part of a small group called Integra, which Sengi and I belong with. And for a few weeks, she was feeling very down, and just couldn't figure it out. And then at some point during our Integra session, we had a time for silence. And then during the silence, she realized